Welcome to the Shineworthy Tea Podcast. I'm Bobby Cordell, and this is Sue-Ann Cordell, and we're still celebrating National Iced Tea Month. So today we're enjoying more of our teas iced, and we've got some delicious white teas that we're trying. Right now, I'm drinking our delicious acai berry, and it's so good and so refreshing. Now, what makes something a white tea is basically what's done with it after it's picked, because all tea comes from the same plant. And so what makes it a green tea, black tea, white tea, oolong, all the ones you've heard of, is really what's just done with it after it's picked. So as we sip on this delicious acai berry, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what makes it a white tea?
Sure. It is really, really good. I'm so excited that we're trying this one
So
today. So white tea is the highest in antioxidants. And the reason that it's the highest is because when they pick the leaves, instead of taking them back to the processing area and cooking them, they lay them out to wither.
Okay.
And so it's the highest level of antioxidants because it's the lowest level of oxidation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so, so good. And it's healthy for you. And that's what's so exciting about it because it's refreshing and healthy at the same time.
And it does have a lower level of caffeine because of
that's
that
right.
process
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So if you are sensitive to caffeine, I know we talk about this a lot, which I can drink all the caffeine in the world, but a lot of people are very sensitive to that. And so it has less than a green tea. And so, you've heard a lot of people say, well, I'm not supposed to have tea or anything caffeinated. And again, I'm not a doctor, but I've spoken with some of my friends who are in the medical field. And what they would say is, if I knew the person was just drinking like a glass of green tea, I wouldn't be mad at that at all because it's all so good for you.
Right.
Now, there's a few circumstances where that wouldn't be the case, but with the white tea, even less caffeine, even less things to, interact there, and just all the goodness comes from it pretty much. So, again, I'm not a medical professional, so consult your doctor.
Right.
But, if you're not loading it with sugar like a lot of people tend to do, or the drinks you get at a cafe somewhere. I think that's probably more what they're wanting you to stay away from, whereas this is really only going to bring you health benefits.
Right. And I did some research on this as well, and a lot of medical professionals do recommend that you drink at least 4 to 7 cups of white tea a day.
Well, you wouldn't have to tell me
so
twice.
many good things that can come from that. Now, if you haven't been drinking tea and you want to try this, I think that I would start off with maybe 3 cups of tea, see how that goes for you.
Yeah.
But I did want to tell this one story if we've got time. One of the teas that we're going to taste today, a friend of mine that used to come in a lot to have tea with me would order this one particular tea. And I'll tell you about it when we get to it. But she said, I don't know why, but every time I drink this tea, I just feel so good. And I said, well, I can tell you why, because your body is saying thank you. You're putting really good things into your body, and your body is responding to that by saying, thank you. You're helping me feel good.
Right. And another thing I wanted to add with that too is because of the way it's just allowed to wither, it doesn't oxidize the same way, which gives it less caffeine content, which also makes it less acidic.
That's right.
So if you have stomach issues with acidity, a black tea will have a little bit higher level of that, and it could irritate you in that way. Mm-hmm. Where white tea doesn't have that same acid level, so it's better for your digestion as well. That's something that's important, as you move forward, because you don't want to upset your stomach. And the steeping process is a little bit different as well, and the temperature levels. So if you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah. You want to try another tea?
Let's do it.
All right.
What do we have next?
Okay. The next one that we have is Pina Colada.
Pina Colada. That sounds delicious.
It is very, very good.
That's so good.
So when you're steeping white tea, you're going to do it a little differently than you do black teas or green teas. Well, green teas you do kind of the same way, but just a tad bit different. But when you're steeping a black tea, you typically will use boiling hot water, and you steep it. And when we say steep, that means have the leaves staying in the water for a certain amount of time. So when you're steeping a black tea, it's typically 4 to 5 minutes, depending on your taste. But with white tea, you don't want to use boiling hot water. You want your water to be at a temperature of about 175. And if you don't have a temperature gauge on your water heater, then I would say there are a couple of ways you can do this. One is go ahead and boil the water all the way to boiling and then set it aside and let it set there for about 2 minutes before pouring it over your tea leaves. Or the other way you can do it is, I know they say a watched pot never boils, but in this situation, I would say watch your pot of water, and just before it gets to boiling, you know how you get those little tiny, tiny bubbles, it starts sounding like that? It's about ready at that point in time.
That's good.
And you only want to steep it for 2 to 3 minutes, no longer than 2 to 3 minutes.
Which it's definitely a more sensitive tea, so to get the best flavor, you want to stay within the things you just mentioned. Yeah. And I think with a lot of tea, it's something that may not just be known by everyone. If you're a tea lover, you've probably experimented a little bit and done different temperatures and times, but there are some recommended times and temperature levels that will give you the best flavor for tea. Like when I come across someone that says, "Ooh, I don't like tea," well, a lot of times I'm like, "Well, have you had it prepared properly?"
Right.
Because if you just pour boiling hot water on top of a green tea or a white tea, it may come out bitter. It's not going to have the same flavor that it would if it was done in the way that we're mentioning. And of course, it is something that's customizable to your flavor profile as well. So some people do like a little bit stronger, more bitter taste. That's the awesome thing about tea. You can make it however you enjoy it. But there are some things that if you stay within, you'll get the most out of the leaves that you purchase.
That's true. So. That same philosophy takes place for black tea.
Right.
If your water isn't hot enough, your tea will be bitter.
Right.
So you want to make sure your water is boiling hot for black tea, but not boiling hot for white tea.
Right. So when you purchase from us, we have those recommendations on the label.
Yeah.
So there won't be any confusion there for you.
True.
And if you stay within that, you'll get the best experience we feel like out of your tea. So.
Yeah. So do you taste the coconut and the pineapple in
I
here?
do. It's so delicious.
It is.
It does taste like a delicious pina colada on a hot day.
Yeah.
And what's awesome is this is great for a mocktail. Yeah. If you're having a gathering or, a lot of people are moving away from alcohol. And so, in fact, multiple ones we're talking about today are going to be good for that.
Yeah.
You can do it for a mocktail or a cocktail with this one. And you're still going to get those health benefits and be able to feel like you're on the beach.
Yeah. You could even put it in the freezer after you make it, so it gets nice and solid. And then
like a frozen.
Yeah, and then you set it outside for just a few minutes. You stir it around, and you've got a little slushy.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really good.
What do we have next to try here?
All right. The next one that we have is Tropical Paradise.
Oh, yeah.
So do you remember last week on our podcast, we talked about our clairberry tea, and that it was named after your daughter, Claire.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Tropical Paradise was actually named by one of our other grandchildren. So as we mentioned last week, this is a family business, and we have tried to include everyone in our family in this process. So when our grandchildren were younger, they would taste the teas and help us name them. And so our grandson, Riley, tasted this tea. And he went upstairs, and he came back down in just a few minutes, and he said, "Nana, when I drink that tea, I feel like I'm on a tropical paradise." And we thought, that's the name of our tea.
I think it's a perfect name for it.
Yeah, so it's Tropical Paradise. Thank you so much, Riley Crawford, for naming this tea for us. And it's very near and dear to my heart because he's the one that named this tea.
And it does feel like you're in a tropical paradise.
It does, yeah.
It's got for a white tea, it's got a really bold flavor. Mm-hmm. And I think that's amazing. Yeah. I could drink this all day long.
Yeah, it's very good. Well, it's one of my favorites for sure. Not only because it's so delicious, but special place in my heart because Riley named this tea.
And what's amazing to me is all three of these, they have similar colors.
Yeah.
There is a similar flavor profile with the white tea, but they all are very, very different.
Yeah.
They're all very refreshing, and really all of them make me feel like I'm at a tropical paradise.
Right.
The acai berry, that one has been one of my favorites for a long time, but while I'm drinking this Tropical Paradise right now, I might be changing my mind.
It's a hard decision, isn't it?
It is. I guess I'll just have to drink them all.
Well, our last one that we have here is the one that my friend was talking about when she would come in and order raspberry champagne.
Oh, yeah.
Now, she would always order it hot, but we also discovered early on that when you do this iced, you can have a beautiful, beautiful glass of raspberry champagne.
And we've got it in a champagne flute here. It looks so good.
Yeah. And so we started using this to celebrate things with our family. New Year's Eve, we always bring out our raspberry champagne.
Right.
No alcohol. What are they saying these days? NA? Raspberry champagne. NA.
NA. And it's the perfect mocktail.
It is.
It really is. And
it is.
It's got a great name, raspberry champagne. It does have like hints of a champagne type flavor. The raspberry, it's so good.
Yes. I don't know if you can see the sparkly in this.
Yeah.
It does have a sparkle to it. We've had quite a few people through the years that have ordered this to prepare for wedding receptions also. Because, you raise the glass at a wedding, and some people just really either can't tolerate the alcohol or they just do not want the alcohol. And they can raise a glass as well and actually not just set it back down. They can actually raise the glass for the bride and the groom and then drink it.
And really the whole family can enjoy that experience. It doesn't just have to be for adults. Like,
that's right.
You have your children could drink this and feel like they're a part of that. Like
That's right.
Not feel left out while you're doing your toast on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I know we've done it with my kids.
That's right.
And it's always been a real fun experience for them.
Yeah.
So.
And it's really good. And it is a pure white tea as well with a little hint of raspberry. Very tiny, tiny little hint of raspberry. But isn't that just beautiful?
It's beautiful. It's delicious.
Yes.
And also, we use that shaken, not stirred method that we talked about.
Yep. That's
also available on our YouTube page. I keep mentioning that, but it's a really good way to do that because when I'm drinking iced tea, I don't want it to be watered down.
Right.
That's a problem you have, especially if you want to make it fresh. And so with this one, it's especially good because it gives it that fizzy, bubbly champagne type of look. Yep. And so we've had people celebrate with this at their weddings, like you said, New Year's Eve, all types of occasions.
Wedding proposals.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah. So it's perfect for that.
Yeah, it really is. So what do we have down here?
Down here, and I've talked about on the last podcast as well, these are tins that are summer inspired. In fact, we've just put it on our website. We have what's called the Summer Vibes Collection.
Oh, I love that.
And so we've got these tins that have a beach setting. The name of them is this one I call a surf green. The other one's called the sand color because it's such a beach inspired theme.
Oh, cool.
They've got a Volkswagen bus on there, look with some palm trees and sunset, and it sets the vibe for your summer get-togethers. We've got mugs and tins, and then these tropical teas that we're trying today. I mean, it makes a perfect summer setup for any tea lover.
It does. And when you order from Shineworthy Tea, shipping is always
free. Free shipping on every order. And so we've got the Summer Vibes collection on the website now. We'll be adding a few more items to that as well, but I'm excited to have that on there.
Yes, that's awesome. Well, this has really been a lot of fun. I love all of these teas so much, and I can't wait to find out what your favorites are when you order from us for sure.
Exactly. It's shineworthytea.com, and we hope you'll join us on the next podcast. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers.